It started as a legend, one of the greatest of all. 1,000 years we've kept it hidden. To protect Earth from what was destined to arrive.
Optimus Prime, you destroyed your home. Do you seek redemption?
My maker, I do.
Your daughter, what would you say to her?
Brush your teeth, work hard. Stay away from any boy in a band, especially a drummer.
These are troubled times. Without leaders, chaos reigns. Two worlds colliding. You're all that stand in its way. And now the greatest mission of them all, to turn the tide of human history.
Brian, stop! Can't do this!
The imminent destruction of everything we know and love begins.
I'm not leaving you.
When all seems lost, a few brave souls can save everything we've ever known.
The operation is over.
We're not giving up on Prime, okay?
I want to stay, and I want to fight them.
For my world to live, yours must die.
Olha só, galera, estamos aqui no Hotel Nick porque está sendo lançado aqui, o pessoal veio aqui para São Paulo para lançar Transformers: Último Cavaleiro, estreia no dia 20 de julho, e a gente tem o prazer aqui de receber Isabela Moner e também o Michael Bay. Guys, nice to meet you. It's really good, really, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We've met before, though.
Yeah, we met before.
Yes.
I've been to Transformers set twice. It's always a pleasure to see you guys working because it's really a pleasure because it's really different from other directors. You work so fast. It's really energized. It's an energized environment. And when I talk to actors, everybody talk about it.
Yeah.
I interviewed Anthony Hopkins, Sir Anthony, that day, and he said, "You work so fast. It's a pleasure to work with
In
you."
Detroit, what were we shooting?
Detroit, it was the scene with the noodle shop.
Oh.
There's this Jeep.
Oh, yeah, okay,
it
okay.
goes,
Yeah. I got
it
you.
goes up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's twice. It was a pleasure. So, what is it that people love about working with you in this kind of this environment?
I don't know. Well, I try to have a fun environment. You know, we take our work very seriously. Try to have fun, laugh on the set, but work hard. You know what I'm saying? And I try to keep a consistent crew. I've had a lot of same people working with me for 16, 17 years, so it makes it the familiarity's nice. And then the new actors come, they get a little intimidated because it's a big set.
Yeah, even on the press tours, I'm a little intimidated.
But this is like her first big movie. I hired her when she was 14 years old, and she sent. I interviewed, well, not personally, but we looked at 500 young women, and I really wanted a 14-year-old, and I was about to hire a girl who was 16 years old, but I was a little, like, I'm not sure. And then a self-tape came from Cleveland in America. It's a little town in America. She self-taped it against a sheet. She had a big white sheet. She did the scene, and she sent it to us. And my casting woman said, "I think we have our girl." And that's how she got the job.
It's great to see you on screen. You really shine on screen. So congratulations, and also happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy I get to celebrate it here in South America. I'm actually going to go to Peru after this trip to Brazil, where my mom's from, and I'm going to celebrate there.
And what is it's been like? Because did you travel a lot before, or how is this different?
Well, you know, you go on vacations a lot, but you never actually get to go and travel consistently and from one place to the other. We're going to Japan soon. I've never been there, so I'm super excited. But it's a really fast trip, so you try to fit in as much as you can. Like yesterday, I went to Paulista. Is that what it's?
Yeah,
the
the
Paulista
Paulista
Avenue. And then I went to Batman Alley, and I got a bunch of pictures, and I'm doing a vlog. I mean,
I heard she wanted to go to a nightclub, but she's too young to go to a nightclub.
I didn't go to a nightclub. It was a samba, samba bar.
Club.
My mom was there. But so, you know, not a lot happening.
You can see she talks a lot. She just loves to talk.
I tried to get a little drink in there, but my mom was like, "No, not until you're 18 in South America."
Yeah, you're still 16.
Yeah.
And Michael, you've been to Rio before, right? To
Yeah, I love
promote,
Rio.
Transformers.
It's a fantastic place, beautiful. First time here in Sao Paulo, very nice. And I don't know, I do want to make a trip one day to the rainforest. So.
Oh yeah, Amazon.
Yeah. So,
It's a great place.
yeah.
You say you worked with the same crew for 17, 18 years, you mentioned. How did it change, since the first Transformers, the way you guys work?
Well, I mean, I've worked in the same crew in terms of some same lighting people, technicians. In terms of the digital artists, you're saying how it's changed?
The scale of the movies, the way you shoot stuff, the way you work with your crew.
I mean, remember the first time we did it, we didn't know if it'd even work. It was when the first time we created Bumblebee and Optimus. It takes about 10,000 parts to make him work. Okay, and they have to kind of work, and they can't hit each other. And the thing that we kind of invented on this movie way back when was it was the first time where we create 10,000 pieces, and it had over 100,000 ways it reflected light. So it was the first time where, you know, you go out to a car in a parking lot and you see how light reflects all over it. And to make it perfectly accurate, that's kind of the achievement that Transformers had to the industry.
What part of this process do you like the best? The pre-production, being on set, working.
Each one is a different muscle. I love pre-production. It's fun because you're working with the artists. You start creating I love working with the writers and then the artists that are drawing, creating stuff. And they kind of meet, and the writers are informed of what we're drawing, different imagery, and then it's fun to start shooting. It's always a little scary your first week because that's when the movie starts coming to life, and it's good to be scared. You know what I'm saying? Even Steven Spielberg gets scared every time he does. If he says the first week, it's just anyway. I can just ramble forever here, but the post process, that's also a great joy. And then even more fun is working with the animators when we create the animated movie after. I meet with these guys via a video sync every day. These are different places around the world, but their hub is in San Francisco at ILM, Industrial Lights and Magic. And that's where we start. I hear their ideas, and they hear my ideas. We play act it out. They'll sometimes play act it out on their phones and send me a tape of what they think, and that's how we start the animation process.
Mm-hmm. And before you guys shot this movie, the writer's room happened, right? Because when you decided how to expand the franchise, how to do the spin-off movies, and the design department took a part of this meeting, or is something that happens later?
Well, the design department, no, Steven Spielberg and I heard all the takes, and we kind of combined two of the ideas together, and that was what this movie, The Last Night. And then from there are all these different spin-offs that could be created, Mm-hmm. But this is my last one for the franchise, and I'll just be producing them.
You said before.
No, but this one's for sure. Now it's time to move on to other movies, like 13 Hours and different movies.
That was a good one.
So a little different.
And,
But this was a blast to do. It was a great fun to have worked on this for 10 years.
well, I got to see that. I got to see that in person.
Yeah.
You always seem to have a lot of fun doing that. And what for yourself? Is this different from what you dreamed before, what you imagined before?
I mean, I never really pictured doing this at my age, but yeah, every single day was like something new, something like, I honestly didn't think the explosions could get bigger, but one day we were running along a row of cars and they were flipping as soon as we ran past them, and that was probably one of the best memories. I mean, and you also learn to get really used to having earplugs in your ears. Everyone would have them. What was the word that they used? It was like, I don't know, some word that everyone knew then to take the earplugs and put them in. But yeah.
That's when explosions go off, it can damage your ears. So
One part of the set visit that always is a blast, because there's somebody that is always specialized in the explosions. How do you explode things, not to explode to the sides, but to explode up?
Right.
Is that something that you work with people that know how to do, or is that something that you guys
have to know how to do? It's a very licensed thing. I mean, it's because you are dealing with stuff that can kill you, and you really have to know what you're doing. And the people I work with are the best in the business. The same people that we still hold the world record for the largest film explosion ever on Pearl Harbor. We had 700 events, and it took 2.5 months to rig 700 events in like 11 seconds. So that was a big thing on the ships.
We have some questions from people that are watching right now. Patrick Zod is asking, how is the process of choosing the Autobots and the cars? Because I asked one of the stunt drivers in the set, and before I thought that this process of choosing the cars was part of merchandising and talking to Chevrolet. But the stuntman told me that they are part of this selection. How do you choose the Autobots?
Well, first of all, the car companies, since the first one became so famous, since Bumblebee, the GM car became so famous, they weren't even going to make that car. It was something I found in a prototype at General Motors, where they do these kind of designs. They think, they might never come to light. When I saw it, I said, that's going to be Bumblebee. And then the movie came out, it was such a big hit, the GM finally made the car and it became a huge seller. So now car companies will come to my office and they will bring a Bugatti that was just in a Swiss auto show, and they'll fly it to my office. Would you like this? Do you like Lamborghini? On this last one, we had a character called Hot Rod, and Lamborghini said we have, I can't even say the name of the car. I don't even want to say the name of the car because it's like a $4 million car. All right.
It's Centenario.
Is that what it is?
Isn't it? It's like they have like 100.
But they're going to make, I think, something maybe 100. But this is the first one, and they said, "Do you want to use it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Amazing car. I actually took it for a little spin on each driveway, about 100 miles an hour. That was fun. I filmed myself for my Instagram. It was fun.
So I'm getting my license soon.
Yeah. But
he's completely dismissed it.
That's good. That's good, kid.
You're
going to be a stunt driver.
Speaking of Instagram, you're taking over the movie's Instagram. Is that right?
Yeah.
Your Instagram is Isabela Moner.
Well, they're actually just asking me because I think they assume because I'm a millennial, I'll know how to work it.
Okay.
It's actually gonna be trash. No, I'm gonna actually be on the red carpet and stuff, and you'll get to see my dress and hopefully some fans, and yeah.
Cool.
She had a Transformer dress that was pretty cool in China. Yeah, was
At first you were like, what is that? Because it's so colorful, but it's
cool.
by Moschino.
Yeah.
I have another question from De Cardozo. He's asking, you say you're interested in other movies. Are you interested in other franchises? Creating your own franchise?
I wouldn't go into, I would want to create my own in terms of, like, if it were a Marvel movie, I would want to have my own character or whatever. I wouldn't go into a movie and, just because the whole idea is you want to create your own world, and that's what I like to do. And
there is one very interesting thing we saw in this movie. It's going back in the past. We have medieval times, we have World War, and there's this talk about a movie set in Rome. How's this franchise gonna grow?
I don't know. I mean, the writers came up with so many different ideas. There's 14 different treatments different stories where it goes all different places. So it depends. We'll see how this Bumblebee does. You know, it's a movie after this one.
And everybody talks about this Bumblebee movie is gonna be smaller than.
Yeah, it's kind of like going back a little bit more to the roots. It takes place in the 80s. So.
And there's a lot of good stuff that happens to Bumblebee in this movie. Last night is gonna reflect in this solo movie, this spin-off.
Well, it should a little bit. I mean, that's the whole problem. You got to make sure things are consistent. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to take. We were always writing one movie at a time, and then the writers' room had to go back to the 4 that we did. It's how you're not intersecting things. You know what I'm saying? It made it a little complicated.
And at the end of the movie, there's also a big clue. It's not a cliffhanger, but it's also a big clue to the future. How's the writing process of the next movie?
I have no idea because I'm not doing it.
But you're still a producer, right?
Yeah, but first things first. First Bumblebee.
Yeah, sure.
You know. Yeah. But.
And besides an actor, you're also a singer, is that right?
Yeah, I sing and dance, and I knit, and
you don't seem
Pilates.
really excited about it.
Her singing is terrible. I've heard it. I hear she's good.
So tell me a little about your projects, your future.
Well, yeah, I am working on music, mainly Latin music, because I want to do a crossover of the two, which hasn't been done a lot, but that's what I am. I'm half Latina, so that's.
What do you like to listen? Because we have a Latina singer that's like trying to get into States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Anita.
Okay, I heard her song yesterday at the Samba restaurant, and I started dancing. But
the one she was trying to steal alcohol from that restaurant.
Yep. They got. I am guilty. 100%. No, I really like J Balvin, Nicky Jams, Shakira obviously, and Jenny from the Block. But yeah, that's kind of my inspiration.
All right. You talked a little about the movies you wanted to make. I'm a big fan of 13 Hours. I think it's your best movie. But also there's the Bad Boys movies that everybody's really a fan of.
Right.
I think that Martin Lawrence really wants to do another one.
Yeah.
How is this happening? How's this going?
Well, it's taken them 10 years to get it together, all right? And Jerry Bruckheimer's producing it. They've asked me to do it. I've been busy doing this and some other things. They still ask me to do it. I don't know. It was great working with the guys. Love it. But just keeping my eye open for other stuff. Who knows, if it ever comes back together, where everyone's together, I mean, available at the same time, which is the hard thing, you know, our schedules, maybe, we'll see.
All right.
Because it was a blast to do.
Since the beginning of your career, you've always worked within the military to do the action set pieces, the action scenes. Is that something that you still want to develop?
I mean, it's just, the only reason why military was in here was help to ground it in some reality. You know, through my movies, the first time I actually worked with them was in The Rock, where they were United States SEALs, and at that time they were sort of classified. It was the first movie they were ever allowed to be in. I just started to become friends with those guys, and they're just a special group of people. That's why I was interested in 13 Hours, you know. So, because those are the type of people that are like firemen that will protect lives. And even though they're going home to their safety, they get the call and they do it. And that's just, you know, when you know those people, it's kind of, there's something special about that, you know, that they sacrifice their lives to save others.
And when you're shooting, they know how to do the action stuff, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, they do. And they're great listeners, and they all want to be movie stars. That's the problem. You know? So, I once had a whole SEAL team at my house, Florida or Miami, where they give them the city where they do exercises. And, yeah, they all want to try to be actors after.
Oh, everybody dreams about it.
I keep telling them, hold your day jobs, okay?
All right, thank you guys very much. We have the premiere tonight of the movie, and it opens in Brazil on July 20. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It started as a legend. one of the greatest of all. 1,000 years we've kept it hidden. To protect Earth from what was destined to arrive.
Optimus Prime, you destroyed your home. Do you seek redemption?
My maker, I do.
Your daughter, what would you say to her?
Brush your teeth, work hard. Stay away from any boy in a band, especially a drummer.
These are troubled times. Without leaders, chaos reigns. Two worlds colliding. You're all that stand in its way. And now the greatest mission of them all, to turn the tide of human history.
Brian, stop! Can't do this!
The imminent destruction of everything we know and love begins.
I'm not leaving you.
When all seems lost, a few brave souls can save everything we've ever known.
The operation is over.
We're not giving up on Prime, okay?
I want to stay, and I want to fight them.
For my world to live, yours must die.